Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with the attack line for Monday, June 25th, 2012. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did had some gigs over the weekend. Before I talk about the gigs, as I mentioned, today is June 25th. That means two significant death anniversaries are today. Most significantly today is, yes, still can't believe it's been this long, 5-year death anniversary of one Chris Benoit. Of course, we all know his story. His body was found today in 2007 with his wife Nancy and Daniel. It would turn out to be a double murder suicide. Despite that sad ending, Benoit was mostly remembered as a terrific wrestler, athlete, former world champion, multi-tag champion, WWE, WCW, US champion. We all know his accolades. And despite the situation, I think time hasn't healed all wounds. Old saying goes, time heals all wounds. The wound for Benoit still is heavy. Of course, WWE's putting a big policy on steroids and stuff ever since the aftermath of Benoit. Nothing's been the same since. So the time hasn't healed all wounds in that situation, but still, there you go. And also, for me, specifically, besides Benoit's death anniversary today, is speaking of, cannot believe it's been this long, 3-year death anniversary of Michael Jackson. Of course, on this day in 2009, he was, of course, found dead in his home in Los Angeles, being brought to UCLA Hospital. We all know the story of Michael Jackson. Probably, in my mind, and everyone will agree with me, the greatest entertainer that ever freaking lived. So, it was a great, terrific day on the weekend, but before I think about that, like it's Michael Jackson Death Day. Been jamming him all day long, watching his stuff on YouTube. Remembering again the man, of course, Bad 25's coming out this year. The Pepsi cans are out. I showed you mine last week on one of my attack lines. I forgot what day it was that I showed you it, but I'm a huge MJ fan. You know me, and I was going to blare his butt today during his death anniversary day, and I have. So there you go. Death anniversaries of Chris Benoit, 5 years, and MJ, 3 years. Alright, on with the news of the day with gigs. I mentioned I had some gigs over the weekend. Triple threat, another triple threat weekend, another doubleheader on Saturday, one on Sunday. I had two gigs at Westby Orchards on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday they had a little one, like a little 5K one in their orchards. They call it the Orions one for a guy who worked there at 9, and it was a great day on Saturday. Great turnout, about 250 people ran. Sunday was fun too. We had a tractor pull in the back of the place of Westby Orchards. Set a DJ for him again on July 7th and 8th. Can't wait to get back there. Also did a grab party on Saturday. I call it a slow build-up. It started slow. I thought we were going to end early, but ended up staying a little later than we thought we would. Good turnout. We had a good show. We had a lot of people dancing. It wasn't until like at least 9:30 they really started dancing a lot. There was a lot of things going on outside, so that's what took a little while. It's a little build-up, but once it peaked big. Thank you everybody who showed up to those gigs. Been adding gigs like hell. I added 2 shows at Westview, as I mentioned, another grab party, and a show for Huron Point Yacht Club again. So can't wait to do all those. So there you go. Starting entertainment news now. Starting with your number one movie. Yes, after 2 weeks, Madagascar. And how irony is this? A DreamWorks pet show gets kicked off by a Disney pet show. Brave from Disney Pixar debuted with $66 million. Well, Madagascar still wins at number 2. That means Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter was a bumbity bomb. Anime beat the crap out of that horror movie. Only $16 million for Abraham Lincoln. What a bomb, and it deserves it. That movie sucks anyway. So there you go. That's the number one movie for the weekend. Be brave. Now over the weekend, Metallica, of course, performed their festival, Orion. It was 2 days of eclectic music, all capped off yesterday with Eric Church, Avenged Sevenfold, and Metallica. Both nights, Metallica performed a classic album in its entirety. Saturday night they performed Ride the Lightning. Well, last night they did the Black Album. Both days of the festival from the main stage were streamed on YouTube. Got a lot of people mad because they thought Avenged Sevenfold was on the main stage, but they were on the other stage which wasn't streamed. So, but I saw most of the stream last night. Metallica, they rocked it out last night doing the Black Album from backwards to forwards. They reached the track 12 to track 1 on the album, which is of course Enter Sandman. But it's kind of sad though that they named the song after Orion, a song from the 1986 album Master of Puppets, yet they didn't do it both nights. Hopefully they do it again. So much positive response from it, being so eclectic and all, with people like Eric Church, Modest Mouse, and Avenged Sevenfold all on the same bill. So, from what I've read, been a lot of positives about it. So maybe they'll do it next year. If they do, they'll do Orion this time. So there you go. Now, on with a lot of sports / fighting news, starting with UFC. Live UFC happenings this weekend. 2 UFC events back to back, starting with UFC on FX, which was headlined by Clay Guida taking on Gray Maynard. That was a very, very controversial fight as Clay Guida lost to Gray Maynard in a controversial split decision for Maynard on Friday night. Very controversial score. Very, very close. I didn't see it. I missed it. I forgot it was on. Usually I don't forget that shit, but can't believe I did forget that. I was so pissed off that I missed it. There's a split decision. Other fights include Sam Stout defeating Spencer Fisher, Brian Ebersol beating TJ Wahlberger, and Cub Swanson defeating Ross Pearson. Final night was Sam Stout, Spencer Fisher. Knockout was Cub Swanson, and Dan Miller won submission. Then the next night was UFC 147 in Brazil, which was headlined by a Rich Franklin victory over Wanderlei Silva. Franklin, who replaced the injured Victor Belfort, defeated Wanderlei Silva in a unanimous decision. Cesar Ferreira, this was the middleweight tournament final of the Brazilian Ultimate Fighter, defeated Sergio Morales, winning the middleweight Ultimate Fighter Championship. And Rony Marinero Bezerra defeated Godofredo Pepe for the featherweight title of the Ultimate Fighter. Also, Fabricio Werdum, fresh off his victory over Big Country Roy Nelson, defeated Mark Russo in a TKO. While Juan Diaz took on Yuri Altacanara, and Helcron won by unanimous decision. Final night was Rich Franklin, Wanderlei Silva. Knockout was Marcos Vinicius of whatever, I can't pronounce that name right. And Rodrigo Dam, I like his name, Dam, won submission tonight. Now on to Raw Supershow preview. Of course, we'll stay on the road to Money in the Bank. Top 5 questions that must be answered tonight on Monday Night Raw. Starting with question number 5. What's next for John Cena? Well, last week, of course, John Laurinaitis got fired after John Cena defeated The Big Show. And there's been rumors about Cena's future. Saying that Cena, been rumors about him getting a title shot at SummerSlam against CM Punk. Rumors about him facing Big Show at Money in the Bank. Well, John Cena tweeted earlier, just before I taped this, I saw on John Cena's Twitter that he's saying he's supposed to make a big, major announcement tonight on Raw in Fort Wayne. So we'll see what kind of announcement John Cena will make tonight. Probably major crappy, but we'll see what happens with that. Question number 4. What happened with the return of one Chris Jericho? He has been suspended for 30 days following an incident in Brazil. Mentioned UFC Brazil, of course, we all know the Brazilian flag incident involving Chris Jericho. And now Chris Jericho returns. I'm hearing he's supposed to be face again. So that's what we're hearing. But he's focusing on Fozzy too, so maybe he'll be here for a little while longer. But Jericho returns tonight. We're hearing concurring rumors about Orton maybe coming back sooner than later, but who knows? Same with Rey Mysterio. So, but definitely tonight, Chris Jericho is set to return tonight following his suspension. Alright. Question number 3. We will hear anything more about the whole Triple H Brock Lesnar thing. Last week, following No Way Out, Triple H asked Brock Lesnar for an answer. Paul Heyman came out and said no, but Triple H ain't taking no for an answer. He punched out Paul Heyman. So see what happens this week if there's another appearance by Paul Heyman and or Triple H talking about this whole Brock Lesnar thing again. So there you go with that. Question number 2. Will anything be announced for Money in the Bank? The only thing we know is Big Show is going to be in a Money in the Bank match. We don't know if it's going to be the newly renamed WWE Championship Money in the Bank, formerly Raw Money in the Bank, and the World Title Money in the Bank. Instead of calling it the Raw Money in the Bank and the SmackDown Money in the Bank, they're calling it the WWE Money in the Bank and the World Title Money in the Bank matches. So there you go. We don't know which one Big Show's in. Hopefully they have some qualifying matches tonight for Money in the Bank, whether it's for the WWE title one or what title. I'm guessing WWE title because this is Raw after all. So you got to keep some separation in this brand thing. With they're not paying many attention to the branding thing. So there you go. Question number 1, where we'll go down with our guest general manager tonight, Vicky Guerrero. Last week, Mick Foley ran both Raw and SmackDown in the aftermath of the firing of John Laurinaitis. Tonight, Vicky Guerrero runs Raw and runs SmackDown. She may give Dolph another title shot. We don't know who's going to face Sheamus at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view or CM Punk. I'm guessing Kane, and that storyline will probably continue building tonight, the whole AJ thing. So we'll see what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw at 9, 8 Central on USA Network. That is it for the Attack Line for today. See you all later for my Raw review. Then bye. You've all been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you very much. See you all later. Yeah.